don't you think market research and talking to a customer, these are the same things, or it is different?
For my case, it's different. I don't put
Okay.
them into the same case. The markets research is basically mostly based on the data. So there is no an actual customer opinion in it. But talking with the customer, you talk actually to the people, because the whether we like it or not, businesses are made by people like us. You need to deal with people. You make deals with people. Maybe in future we make deals automatically with an AI boss or something. That's another point, of course. But uh, but when you because when you talk to the actual people, you understand their mindset, how they think, how they work, what are their actually pain problems. And
Right.
then everybody says, great product, cool product. Okay, so how much are you willing to pay for this?
So basically, when you're doing market research, you're evaluating all of your customers in one chunk. And when you're talking to your customers, you are taking the insights, right?
Exactly.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ali. I'm the CEO of Al-Burraq Technologies. And as promised, again, we have another Techstar. Sara, how are you doing?
Hello, Ali. Thank you so much. I'm doing great.
Thank you so much. And I'm very grateful you joined us. And I know you are very different from the routine entrepreneurs we interview. So it's going to be very interesting conversation. I'm sure about it.
I'm sure that we will have.
I'm going to give you very tough time, very tough questions, very deep questions, which will public your structure of the company. You're fine with
All
that?
right. Yes, perfectly.
Okay. It would be great if you can give your introduction so that our audience can connect with you and then we can move forward and discuss things in detail.
Sure. My name is Dr. Sara. So I'm a serial tech entrepreneur with multiple exits. Um, and I'm a businessman. I'm a strategic advisor and startup mentor. I have more than 17 years plus experience in different areas. I worked in various industries from aerospace to automotive, nanotechnology, defense, mobile and social development, e-commerce, and so on. And right now that I am currently serving as the founder and CEO of my last company called Vidamonti. It's an AI company based in San Francisco, California.
That makes a lot of sense. So, with that, in Vedamonti, you are developing multiple products as well. That is one aspect we are going to talk about. But
Mhm.
what else it is doing in general? So that is what. Please tell us about that.
So, in general, that what we are trying to accomplish with Vidamonti is that Vidamonti is a technology company fully focused on artificial intelligence. So, our mission, our goal, basically, to democratize the world's e-commerce data, information, and ownership. And in order to do that, by doing that, also promote open innovation on a global scale. That's what we are trying to accomplish. And in order to do that, we are focusing in many different technologies and different segments of the e-commerce, basically
Right.
from the shopper side, from the business side, and as well as, of course, from the data and information side.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. And you have some of the products as well. One of the product
Yes,
I'm aware about is ClickLoop, right?
yes, that's correct.
Yes. Please tell us about that. And then we are going to talk about how you are doing this stuff, right?
Yes. So we have one public product. It's called ClickLook. ClickLook is basically an AI search engine focusing on women's footwear. So
Hmm. Hmm.
our goal is in here that basically help specifically females to find the shoes that they like based on that their style, color, budget, and many different aspects. So
Hmm.
with this way that we are trying to to help them save time and money with their their shop their purchases, and as well as that help them have a really great experience in their e-commerce journey.
Right. But when we talk about their preferences, right? If they are looking for a
Hmm.
shoe and we talk about their preferences, all the e-commerce websites or products, they are providing you filters. On the basis of filters, you can decide that what you are actually looking for. So how
Hmm.
you are different with those products?
Our Clickers doesn't use filters. It's completely
Hmm. Hmm.
filterless. So the all people
Hmm.
need to do is just type whatever they want, and if it exists
Okay.
in our database or index, let's put it
Hmm.
in that way, then we
Hmm.
will give you the result. And if so, one of the like main aspect of it, we don't have multiple clicks, we don't have filters, you don't
Right.
have to open
Right.
multiple tabs or browse different the websites or stores in this case, so you can access everything in one place. That's the one of the advantage that we have.
Okay. 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 That makes sense. But here I would like to elaborate more,
Hmm.
because you are a technical person and same, I am also a
Hmm.
technical person, right? Even if you are
Hmm.
speaking, even if you're writing a text, even if you are uh, making clicks, right? These are all filters. Am I right or wrong?
Um, if you talk about parsing the information,
Yes.
in a
Yes.
way, yes, because we
Yes.
without that you cannot do it. But if you are
Hmm.
talking about filters that visible to the end user, in this case is
Hmm.
the shopper
Hmm.
or as known as consumer, then no,
Hmm.
we
Okay.
don't have that. We are
Hmm.
not using any visible filters for
Hmm.
the end user. You just type
Right.
it. If we have it, we
Right.
show it. If we don't have it, we cannot show it. Obviously,
Right.
like in every platform, right? It's the same
If
thing.
Yeah, if you talk about from the experience of user experience wise, or
Hmm.
from the perspective of usability, I can
Hmm.
agree with you that you are not showing any kind of filters. But when you are asking them to write some text, and in that they
Hmm.
are writing, I need a blue colored heel. So
Hmm.
we have color blue, we
Hmm.
have item that she needs a
Hmm.
heel, right?
Hmm.
So we have these two things which we are going to add in our query or anywhere or in our
Hmm.
filters. Again, the game is same. It's a different user
Um,
experience. Yeah.
Yes, sort of. But in here,
Yeah.
what is the most important thing, especially in this search technology? You can use any word you want in there, right? But
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
the key is how you will make a logic of that thing. You know, so you
Okay.
can put you
Okay.
can put blue, but what if that
Hmm,
your search result it will give also, I don't know, blue something else? Then
hmm, hmm.
that's where the game changes. So it's not
That's
just
where the
parsing
NLP comes. Why don't you say
yeah,
that? That's where the NLP comes.
there are NLP side, there are like large language model side of it,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and behavioral analysis, learning from the customer behavior.
Yes.
There are so
Yes.
many other aspects that
Hmm.
you need to really learn, because it adapts basically based on the user. The more that you learn user, the better that you can actually serve to the user as well.
Right.
It's more
That makes
personalized
sense.
approach. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the
That
difference.
that is why I was saying in the beginning that I'm going to be very critical and I'm going to ask you questions, right?
Sure, you
Because
can ask.
that I'm exposing the product.
Yeah.
Okay, I think are you using voice as well in that?
I mean, if you want it, we can. But yeah, it is very easy, in today's world. But at the moment that we are not preferring that, so we believe that we are like developing another technologies
Hmm.
on top of it
Hmm.
by time, and
Hmm.
so that that we can actually adapt into that or add into this, and with this way that we can, then enlarge the product capability as well for the end
Hmm.
user.
Hmm. Right, right. That makes sense. I think. Do you have mobile app as well for ClickLook,
No, we,
or
we
it's
don't
a
have.
website?
It's a web-based platform right now.
Right.
So, for
Right.
example, voice part for the
Yeah.
mobile, it will be pretty
It's
interesting.
super. Yes, that is what I
Yes.
was going to talk about. That if we use, because we have in iPhone we have Siri, in Google we have
Yeah.
Hi Google, right? So they give you APIs, and with those APIs you can convert the audio into text. You do not need your LLM models to convert text to speech, speech to text. You just need to
Hmm.
use those, convert it into text, put it in your APIs, and that's it. Magic is done. So I think that is something you should consider. And yeah,
I mean,
please.
it's. I mean, we are considering every
Hmm.
possibility, of course. Like but
Right.
I think that one of the like actually most companies are, in my opinion, they are doing it in a way wrong, because
Hmm.
it's not just adding tons of different features or capabilities, but
Hmm.
is actually
Hmm.
securing first what you have built and learn from
Hmm.
it, and then
Right.
spend your resources or on the people on different things. Because if you will not make any difference, the like comparing yourself to the other players in the market, and that's gonna be just a consuming factor of your own resources, which will
Hmm.
affect
Hmm.
you in the long term because you will be just keep burning money.
Yeah,
So you
that
have
makes
to be
sense.
very smart about that.
Yeah, I agree that reinforcement learning has its own part, and that is very
Mhm.
important that you keep learning from your models and you keep learning from the user experience. That I agree. That without that you can't make perfect products, and that
Mhm.
is where the innovation speeds comes in. That you have to build something, go to the market, learn from the customer, and retrain your model and upgrade your learnings. So I think that for that I agree that that is the most important thing. But eventually you might have to go and expand your wings in more usability, more user experience, easy user experience ways.
Exactly. It's all about
Yeah.
because in this world, especially when you look at the
Hmm.
demographics of the Gen Z or even like
Yeah.
Gen Alpha, which is coming,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
they are like I have to say the focus span is really very narrow. So and they don't really dig very dig into the certain stuff, because they have a very difficult time for focusing, and therefore that you need to make it really easy, but it also makes it hard in terms of data, because in a short span of their the focusing time, you need to build different new technologies or new approaches to gain the data that you need in order to improve your product and create more innovation. So you always have to think very differently, and by considering also these factors, uh, you know, it, it is not the feature itself, but it's actually adapting the human behavior, basically.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you
Yes.
can you
Yes.
can build
Yes.
today the most sophisticated
Hmm.
mobile phones or computers or websites, whatever, but
Hmm.
it doesn't mean that people will use it. So just
Yeah.
slowly you need to integrate, uh, depending on your end goal as a company.
That makes sense. That makes sense. By the way, I've heard this word Gen Ultra for the very first time, and that is why these podcasts are so important. That I have, I keep learning new things.
Yeah, we are not. I mean, by doing search, we are not just actually just
Hmm.
doing like simple search.
Hmm.
We are trying to understand the consumer behavior as well, because
Right.
our goal is basically this is your data, it belongs to you. We are here to serve you, and how we
Hmm.
can do
Hmm.
do this better. That's our goal.
Right.
That we don't
Right.
see people as a product, but we see them as an ally.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. But uh, this is one product you're working on, right?
Yes.
What
Yes.
else you're doing
Public.
under Vidamonti?
So the compared to other products that other product that we are, of course, that is not public information. We are working on them in stealth mode. So, for example, the
Hmm.
ClickLook is actually a small scale product compared to those.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
what we are the one of the like products, for example, that we are actually working on, it's basically uh, imagine that from a single dashboard, just by having like intuitive the conversation, you can manage your entire e-commerce operation, either
Okay. We are talking
but
about
voice.
we are talking about the vendor side, right?
Yes, exactly.
So
The
vendors
vendor
will
side,
be able
that's
to
for business
manage.
side.
Yeah, vendors will be able to manage all the operations through one dashboard via voice commands, right?
From anywhere, anytime,
Hmm,
however
hmm,
they
hmm.
want.
And
Just simple,
and
simple as that.
and vendor operations does not means to look into the orders. Just they have to fulfill the orders as
No,
well. They have
everything you
to.
can have it from A to
Yes,
Z, every single operation.
I'm imagining the scale of it, and I'm thinking that how you are gonna do that. Curious.
Well,
That
we
is
are
that
already
is why it is
doing.
in stealth mode.
Yes, hopefully public will do some, and we also do some fintech projects.
Hmm, hmm.
Again is also a little bit more like a B2B site,
Right.
focusing more and more at enterprise level. Let's put it that way, because
Hmm,
in the click side that we mostly work with uh, consumers and businesses too, but those businesses are actually small or medium
right.
sized, most
Right.
of them,
Right.
because we work
Right.
with like e-commerce store and so on. But from the
Hmm,
from the business side, that the products that we are currently like building
hmm.
right now in the stealth mode, it's more enterprise level, as
Right.
like large
Yeah,
companies and so on.
because the vendors are involved, and there will be some small vendors, there will be some
Exactly.
large vendors. So that is an enterprise product. So that makes sense. But I'm still curious that how you're going to do all the operations, how you're going to manage all the operations. Must have
Well,
lots of integrations.
uh, obviously there are that dozens of different algorithms that comes to the
Yes.
play, and dozens of different technologies comes to the play you know
Yeah.
but it's all about that the foundational model, that how
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
build it and how you do it. So we accomplished that, so we are
Right.
just building on top of it right now. Of course, this
Right.
is a very large stuff, so big, and is
Hmm.
obviously requires a lot of humans, investment, money, and so on. But we are confident that we will accomplish our goal. Every
Hmm.
single project that we have been doing, even before, this always serves the end goal for us, which is what we are trying to accomplish now with our stealth product. Yeah. We will start some pilot projects soon later on with this before
Okay,
we go
okay.
public.
That makes a lot of sense. That if you're able to do that, that this product will be huge, and I can imagine that. And one more thing, I was going to ask, how many customers do you have in ClickLook?
I mean, I cannot give you an exact number for that.
Yeah,
Uh,
some estimations more than
we
1 million.
we work basically, if you talk about consumer side, yes, we can
Right?
give
Yes,
that
yes,
range,
yes, yes,
and yeah.
yes. Right.
From the business side, it depends.
Hmm.
For us, most of the volume is more
Hmm.
important, in this
Hmm.
case,
Hmm.
not the number of them, but the volume that and what we gain
Yeah.
is actually much more
Yes,
important
I
for us.
agree with that. I agree with that. And basically, why I asked this question, because we are working in text to speech, speech to text, and we are
Hmm.
working on the call centers, and we are
Hmm.
trying to automate that thing. That we automate the call centers and remove the agents from there, and our AI bot will talk to the people. And in
Hmm.
the first step, we will remove the small queries, which are very basic queries from the customers who are calling to the vendor to the platform. And of course, with the reinforcement learning, we are going to remove the experts as well eventually. So we are trying to build that, and we are in process of that. So I was thinking if we can collaborate in that, and we can think about it if you
Yeah,
uh,
uh,
if there is a
sure.
chance.
I mean, obviously it depends on the project and so on, the
Hmm.
scale of
Hmm.
it, etc. So if it is
Right.
big enough for us, then surely that that we can collaborate. We are completely aware of this kind of stuff. We
Right.
already have extensive knowledge in our
Hmm.
team,
Hmm.
and we know it's like one of the actually great examples of this call centers. I believe that Microsoft actually did one project with one large
Yes.
call centers, and is
Hmm.
really amazing. I mean, in today's world, companies, whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter how traditional or digital they are. Uh, AI is gonna enter into their segments as well. So
Yes.
they have to start adapting eventually. It's
Hmm.
I always say that the equation is very simple in here: adapt or die. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You either adapt and move forward.
For that, I use the word.
Yes, what we notice is that, especially even in the enterprise level, that they are
Hmm.
more, we can say maybe they are more open to do AI
Hmm.
adoption, but
Hmm.
people think that AI is gonna take over their job and so on. No, AI isn't here to enhance your abilities and skills, not to take your job.
Right.
It will
Right.
help you. So you can actually save time and money by doing
Hmm.
many boring or routine stuff, whatever. Instead, you can focus on more strategically the valuable and complex problems on behalf of yourself as an individual, or as a company itself. So with this way, that actually that you can help the innovation both in an individual level or business level move forward. That's the key of
Right.
the growth, and every
That
company or every individual should understand that.
I can agree with that, but on a certain level, because we are living in a world which has no equality, right? There are people like you and me who understand machine learning, artificial intelligence, who are uh, willing to adapt the changes, right? But
Mhm.
still, there are people in the world who do not go to school, right? There are people
That's
in the
true.
world who do not have the access to the internet, right? So if we are going to think that AI is there to help you out, what do you think about those segments who are not well aware right now? Like even now, people are not involved in tech. All of the people are not involved. There is a certain percentage. You might say 5%, 10%. That's it. It is not more than that. Only 5 to
That is
10%
that
have
is
the
true.
idea, right?
Hmm.
So what about the rest of the 90%? If the 90% are thinking with the current innovation speed that AI is going to take over their job, so don't you think the concern is there and the concern is rightly in place?
You are right about that, but this is not just the job of basically
Hmm.
entrepreneurs or businessmen,
Yeah.
like us. Is
Hmm.
actually what's more important. I think that is the how the countries are thinking to handle that. Basically, the
Yeah.
regulations or the law. What kind of the rules they want to apply, and so on, because
Hmm.
they have to the the countries that who are coming, maybe like a little bit late, let's put it that way, they
Hmm.
can actually try to collaborate with other countries as well, And I believe
mm,
that AI can create actually a more holistic approach in terms of
mm.
accessing the data as well. Because at the end of the day, if you have a data, then there's a useful AI. If there's no data, there is there is no AI. It's very simple, you know. And humans actually can collaborate to gather this kind of information in a level to control whether the data is actually right or wrong, or is it useful for the human beings, you know. And with this way that we can extract the like a bad apples basically from the system and actually create a more holistic approach and create more ethical, more moral AI systems that can serve for the benefit of the world and create a more human centric ecosystem.
All right, that makes sense. Data is going to be the crucial thing in the age of AI and ML. That I agree.
Exactly.
I think our AI discussion will not end, so we'll have to forcefully enter into the new discussion so that we can move forward as well.
You are right. AI is a very important and huge topic, unfortunately. So I would love to talk about it days, but you're right. Maybe next time. Let's not
Okay,
bore the
let's.
audience.
Yeah, people will think that we are scaring them too much. Of course, we are not.
No, it's useful.
Right.
It's really useful, guys. AI is good friend.
I have different opinions. I think it is useful and it is scary as well. It depends that how you're gonna take it and how much you ignore it. So if you ignore it, it's gonna be scary. If you adopt it, then it's gonna be useful.
Just like humans, there is no
Yes,
difference,
of course,
bad
of
or
course,
good.
of course, of course, of course, of course. You have summarized it. Okay, let's move forward and talk about the company structure. And because in your companies, I know that there is a structure of autonomy as well when you are doing when you're taking some new initiative. So there is a structure of autonomy. Please explain that as well. I'm sure the question will not make sense to a lot of people, but your answer will.
So on our structure, basically, we are one company, of course,
Yeah,
and we develop different products. Every product has their own team. They have their own budget. They have their own autonomy. So the one product doesn't involve into another. And with this way, that we give them a complete autonomy, and it helps us actually create more innovation and use the people's creativity and freedom in order to bring new ideas that actually help us to create even like better systems both in short term and long term. That's how we treat our structure. So this gives us also full control and but at the same time total freedom, so we can oversee each compartment, in a different level. And if we need, that resources for whatever project that what we are doing, we can gather them separately. And with this way that we can actually measure also the performance of each product, each team, every single person, and take measurements how we can, that get better. If something is, not working very well, or if it is working very well, how we can actually get the most of the performance of people, and what we can do more to even make it better.
when you talk about innovation and the team structures like that, so
Mhm.
once the product is developed, uh, what do you do then?
So that actually that even before we develop a
Hmm.
product, there is a couple of things that we do. So we
Hmm.
don't code or develop anything before we doing some steps. The number one
Right.
is always the market research. That
Most
we do
important
a
thing.
exactly deep market research. That
Hmm.
with solid data and so on. I see that some entrepreneur is just like searching in the Google and then, okay, these are market data. No, you should go a little bit deeper. And
Hmm.
secondly, when we are sure that there's a market for it, then we'll look at competitors?
Hmm.
Are there like any products like what we want to build, or how we can differentiate ourselves if we will still determined to build that product? And then and then another important point is that um, talking the potential customers. I think that's the most important. So it can be a market. You may have a great product in mind to build, but if people are not willing to pay, it's worthless. Short of the
I
story.
agree.
If
I
they are
agree with
willing
that.
to pay, then okay, you say them, we have the solution. So we
Hmm.
can show you a demo or something. And this demo, by the way, it
Right.
can be a simple product that you built so
Hmm.
far. Just so, and then as a presenter, is your job obviously to give them the bigger picture. You know that what
Right.
they need to envision, let them imagine, and that's of course some skills that you need to learn on the way. That
Hmm.
some people
Hmm.
are really great at it. Some people you need to learn. It depends. But I think that like definitely that if there are customers to pay for it, then we do it. After then, we clarify those things. Then we decide. And another thing is that even if you clarify every point, if you don't have enough people to build that specific product that you want to build as a company or as an individual, doesn't matter, or and the resources, then you need to find them those still if you are determined, because if not,
Right.
then you need to let it go, because you don't have
Hmm.
the manpower, you don't have the resources to build that, you, yeah, you will just say it was a great idea, but it wasn't meant for you. Or you will
Hmm.
get out there, quickly find people who are willing to work with you, or you will hire them basically, or if
Yeah.
you're a first time entrepreneur, obviously you need to find people to work with you for an idea,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
you need to find funding. But the key
Hmm.
point, even this, the most important one, the speed,
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
fast you can execute. Execution,
Yes.
very very important. You can have everything on the paper, on a mind, on a plan, but if you're very slow and not able to execute fast, someone else will be a front runner and you will stay
Hmm.
behind. I always say that entrepreneurship is not a game, is not a turtle race.
Yeah, I can agree with all the points, and I have written it as well. Right. But I have one question as well at that.
Sure.
Don't you think market research and talking to a customer, these are the
Mhm.
same things, or it is different?
In my for my case is different. I don't put
Okay.
them into the same case. The markets
Yes.
research is
Explain
basically
that.
mostly based on the data, so there
Okay.
is no an actual customer opinion in there. But
Hmm.
talking
Hmm.
with the customer, you talk actually to the people, because the whether we like it or not, businesses are made by people like us. You need to
Hmm.
deal with
Hmm.
people, you make deals with people. Maybe in future we make deals automatically with an AI boss or something. That's another point, of course. But uh, but when you because when you talk to the actual people, you understand their mindset, how they
Hmm.
really,
Hmm.
how they think, how they work, what are their actually pain problems, you know
Hmm.
and
Right.
then everybody says great product, cool product. Okay, so how much are you willing to pay for this?
Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
or something. That's very different
Right.
than the market research.
Right, right. So basically, in the when you're doing market research, you're evaluating all of your customers in one chunk, and when you're talking to your customers, you are taking the insights, right?
Exactly. So basically, in one case that you learn about the market dynamics based on data. In another case, when you talk with the customer, actually you are learning the market adaptation, how fast
Hmm. Hmm.
you can
Hmm.
actually
Hmm.
adapt and learn the insights from them. It actually can help you a lot when you
Yes.
are making your go-to-market strategy. That's very
Right.
very
Right.
important. So you have a
Right.
goal. Let's say that how I can reach my first $1 million. What I need to
Hmm.
do for
Hmm.
that. You
Got it.
cannot
Got it.
learn this
Got it.
from market research. You can learn this by talking to the customers. So then you can build a
Yes.
plan according to that.
Let's talk about remote work as well. Along with
Mhm.
this, that is your company remote?
We are 100% remote company. Yes.
Okay. And in how many subcontinents or countries?
So we are mainly operate in the US, in Canada, and in Europe.
Okay. So, what do you think? What are the pros and cons of remote work? And what is going to be the future of remote work? Because things are changing. When the COVID hit,
Hmm.
things got changed a lot toward remote. But now things are changing again from remote. Now people are saying openly that remote is not a good solution. And people are moving themselves away from it, right? So things are changing again. So, what is your take on it?
First of all, the remote is not for everyone, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So there's
Hmm.
for some people, it's really good for them. They can isolate themselves and they can increase their creativity with this way. But for some people, it actually prevents this kind of good behavior. And in today's world, that most companies are actually started to return to office policies. They are like putting it, or they are like shifting to the hybrid model more. So like you just come to the office maybe 2 times or 3 times within a week, and then the rest you can work from anywhere, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I believe
Right.
that it's also depends on the what kind of job you are doing. So let's say if you are like a programmer or developer, I think that the remote is fine, you know, because
Okay.
you just develop most of the time. But let's say that if you're a married person or if you have kids, okay, unless that you have a designated area that you can actually purely focus during the work times at least, then there are no really, you are not putting, I have to say, you're not putting a kind of a distinctive line between the
Hmm.
work
Hmm.
life
Hmm.
and private life. Everything is
Got it.
like tangled with each other, and it actually blocks your overall performance and efficiency if you think about it. So
Right.
normally, let's say that you have to work like 8 hours per day, if you're a salary based person, and then the
Hmm.
next time that you're looking at, god, like you're like working 12 hours or more, it depends on the
Hmm.
job. So
So,
but if you have an office, you can
hmm.
actually have a distinctive line. Office, you
Hmm.
worked,
Hmm.
you went home, done, finished.
Right. Right.
No
Right.
kids, no wife, or just work. Yeah.
So, so basically, you are telling the companies that if the person is married, do not offer them remote work.
No,
If
no,
the
no, i'm
person
not i'm not
is
saying
not,
that. No, it was a
I'm
joke,
kidding.
of
I'm
course,
kidding.
but
I'm
what I'm
kidding. I'm
trying to
kidding.
say, as long as that you know the where to put the line, there is no
Line
harm.
is very important.
That's very
Yeah.
important. Exactly, that's
Yeah.
very important. Otherwise, for me, that I think the remote is a great thing. I think every
Yeah.
company should embrace it. But again, it depends.
Right.
If you are a car manufacturer, what are you gonna do? Either you have two choices: either you will turn every worker into a robot, or
Yeah.
people have to go. It's very simple.
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know
Hmm.
that's very
You
simple.
know, still we are going to put a tagline on the video that if you're married, then companies should not offer remote work. This is what dear Sara said. We are going to get a lot of clicks from there.
Yeah, the reason actually why I told this, that some of my colleagues, my entrepreneur press, that they
Hmm.
actually struggled, you know. But at the same time, there are actually people who really manages that way.
Yeah. So
That kind of
basically, it
situation.
is the line. It is the line where you
Exactly,
draw, right? Yes, I
exactly.
agree with that. But still, even if I agree with that, still we are going to use that tagline.
It is fine. Go for it. You know what they say. Marketing is marketing, not good or bad. So
Not good or bad. I agree. I agree.
yeah, is
Okay.
a is a is a perspective, of course.
Yeah. Okay. In the end, I would like you to give advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs who are going to start their own businesses and who are going to develop their own products. So please give them advice.
I think the biggest advice that that I started my entrepreneur life is when I was a little kid, literally,
Hmm.
and I was like selling stuff, buying stuff, trading stuff, and making my own money, you know. And then I hooked up being an entrepreneur is a very addicting thing, and I'm glad that I am an entrepreneur. I'm making a difference in the world. But the biggest advice that I think I can give to the all entrepreneurs all around the world that embrace the art of failure.
Okay.
When you decide to do something, don't find excuses on yourself. There is no
Hmm.
maybe in entrepreneurship. There is either yes or no.
Or no.
Either you do it or don't. It's very simple.
Yes.
And don't be afraid of failing or making mistakes because
Hmm.
failure is the only way to learn and become a better version of yourself continuously. Otherwise, you
Right.
cannot move forward, not just in a personal level, but
Hmm.
also in terms of business as well.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
go for it, do it. At least, even if you fail, you will say, I tried. I think it's a great
Right.
feeling and something that and take your learnings from that failures and try to apply into your next experience, next try, next venture.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the second thing that I think that I will say, learn how to say no. You
Right.
have to learn
Right.
how to say no. You shouldn't say yes to everyone or everything, and choose the people that you want to work with very
Hmm.
carefully.
Hmm.
Don't work with I call them like experimentalists or players. Don't go with those people. Go with the doers who are willing to excel and do and take whatever it takes to accomplish in their goal. That's how
Okay.
you have to surround yourself with better and smarter people if you want to grow. Otherwise, that you can be the smartest person in the world, but at the end of the day, you are what you have around you. Eventually, you will be a
Hmm.
mediocre like them. You cannot
Right.
move forward. You need to embrace. Don't be afraid of going, talking with people, asking questions. It doesn't matter how sound it may stupid. It may sound stupid. Doesn't matter
Hmm.
because in order to learn, you need to ask questions, and in order to ask the right questions, you need to understand how to learn and how to gain information. This way you can actually improve as a person, build great businesses, create innovations, and make something people want with this way, and
Right.
hopefully make the world a better place. That's the most important thing.
Hmm.
These are
Hmm.
the like a couple of advices that I can give to the fellow entrepreneurs all around the world.
Yeah, and they are all amazing. I was thinking that you are like a book on entrepreneurship. The advices you give, they the advices and they talk as well. And I'm serious about it. No jokes, right? So all the advices, all the talk we had, each and everything is correct, right? And it's so theoretically correct that these things are not that much easy to follow in the way you have told. These things are very hard and to have,
Yes.
and these things are very hard to execute as well, but you have told them so smoothly and so easily that these are the things you have to do and that's it, game is done. But I hope the people will learn from it.
It is not easy, Ali. It's true,
Yeah.
that the first of all, the being an entrepreneur or being a businessman, it really requires you
Yes.
to have a very strong mind. You need to
Mm.
educate your mind in order to accomplish big things, and that break the obstacles in order to move
mm,
forward.
mm,
It
mm.
surely, and the biggest taste always comes from the hard work, and
Right.
because you hold into that. And regarding why I sounded so easy, because I paid the price.
We are so used to of facing hard things that now we don't care.
But that what makes you stronger,
Yeah.
and it's a
Yes.
great
Yes. I
thing. It's
agree.
a great thing.
I agree.
Don't
I
afraid.
agree with that.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting Nike, of course, in here, but yeah, you need to embrace. You need to embrace. You have to accept who you are, and
Hmm.
then you need to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses.
Hmm.
Nobody is perfect. Make your strengths more stronger by time, and try to learn from others how to cover up your weaknesses, and find other
Right.
people who can actually help you to get stronger in those points.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is the best way that to create the harmonious structure for yourself as a
Right.
person, and around you as well. It's like a
Hmm.
protective layer, actually. you
Hmm.
know that's the key of success, and hard work.
Makes sense.
Always
Hmm. Hmm.
hard work is
And
very
makes
important.
that makes a lot of sense. But the conversation is very interesting. But we have to end it. Unfortunately, I'm sad.
Next time.
Next time in
part
the
two part
episode
two,
two,
we can go.
part two.
In
Yeah.
the episode 2, yes.
Thank you
Exactly,
so
yes.
much, DR. Thank you so much for joining. And the lessons were very insightful. The conversation was very interesting, but we had to end it, right? Thank you so much for the audience as well for watching. The lessons he gave, they were 100% true. They were 100% the experience based lessons. So you should follow them and do subscribe our channel so that we can keep bringing more tech stars to your screen. Thank you so much. Have
Yeah.
a nice day.